Hey folks, good morning. James Azar here with the CyberHub podcast for your practitioner brief, sharing my 3 or 4 most followed headlines for the day as a Chief Information Security Officer. Thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe right now by hitting the subscribe button right here on YouTube if you're watching us, or if you're listening, make sure you hit subscribe on your favorite podcast listening platform and share this with your friends and colleagues. You can also go to our website, cyberhubpodcast.com, where you can find all of our podcasts, including our CISO Talk podcast and a few brand new podcasts we are launching. I've got also a call out to veterans for the month of November. I'm going to be doing something really special for our veterans. So make sure you tune in for that as well. Let's get right into what I am looking into today. Yesterday was Yom Kippur. I was off fasting, Day of Atonement. I fasted for 25 hours, folks. I made it all through that, and I was really proud of myself. I've done it since I was a teenager, but this year was especially special considering the COVID circumstances, not being able to go to the synagogue and be there due to some of the restrictions in place and so forth. And so with that being said, for those who had a fast, Gemar Chatima Tova. And now let's get right into what I'm looking at today. So Ddos attacks are getting more powerful as attackers are changing tactics. It's been a surge in DDoS attacks throughout the course of this year. Attacks are getting more powerful. They're getting more disruptive. They've been launched against websites, web services with the aim of disrupting them to the extent that many of them are taken offline. Attackers direct traffics from a botnet army of hundreds of thousands of PC servers and other IoT devices via control of malware and overwhelming the specified target. An attack can last just seconds, hours, or days, as we've seen in some cases, stopping people from gaining access to it. A new report said that they've observed 4.83 million DDoS attacks in the first half of 2020, up 15% from 2019. And these attacks are growing in size, the strongest, with the potency of the strongest attacks up 2,851% since 2017, giving attackers the ability to attack for it. A big contribution to that is IoT devices, folks. IoT devices are a godsend and a pain in our back end, because they're a godsend in terms of they help us tremendously expedite our workflow or gain access and stream our lives. But at the same time, if they're not handled properly, they can become a pain in our rear end. Make sure you're establishing a good guide to IoT devices for your employees. Make sure that guide is distributed. Make sure people are following it. It's good to dedicate a resource once a month to help people set up IoT devices or review their IoT devices that they have, whether it be in their office, at home, or other places, especially now that people are working predominantly from their homes. Another story is logistics giant CMA CGM went completely offline to block a malware attack. So for those who don't know, CMA or CGM, it's a French maritime transports and logistics company. They're actually a conglomerate. They disclosed a malware attack that's affecting some server on the edge of their network, which forced their IT teams to cut internet access to some applications to block the malware attack from essentially spreading east to west onto other network devices. They have 755 offices, 750 warehouses, and over 110,000 employees in more than 160 countries. They also operate a shipping fleet of 480 vessels on more than 200 different shipping lanes. So this does have some serious business interruption. Vice President Joel Gentile said in a statement that the CMA CGM group, excluding Civil Logistics, is currently dealing with a cyber attack on peripheral servers. It appears that they've decided to go offline and then slowly start restoring. Again, backup restore time frame, folks. If you're doing a tabletop exercise, I know I'm reporting to the board in a few weeks, and one of the things I'm talking about is backup restore time. I think that's critical for the board to know that in an event of an attack, what's going to be our time frame from the moment we decide to shut systems down, if we need to shut our systems down, to the moment we're back online. I think that's also critical in how you buy insurance. As a Chief Information Security Officer, you should be involved in the cyber insurance part of your business, but you should also be talking a little bit about what's your backup restore time for your business interruption insurance to know that you're buying the right amount of insurance for your business. Because if you're, getting $1 million and, for business interruption, but your business interruption, the cost of it is 20 million, then you're really not touching that. And you're likely to face the wrath of the board and possibly lose your job because of that decision. So for a lot of CISOs out there, when you're looking at cyber insurance and you're looking at business interruption, look at your backup and restore time as part of that, in order to really cover that piece of it. Even though some insurance will pay for backup restore services, the business interruption piece is still critical. Joker Trojans are flooding the Android ecosystem every week. I have 2 or 3 stories that I worry about when it comes to Android. And today, the Joker Android malware are cropping up in Google Play as well as third-party app stores, and a trend that researchers point to a relentless targeting of Android mobile platforms. We've seen the Joker malware since 2017. It's a mobile Trojan, carries out billing fraud. Researchers categorize the malware as fleeceware. The Joker app advises themselves as legitimate apps, but otherwise they are actually there to intercept SMS messages, simulate clicks, to subscribe victims to unwanted paid premium services. Really a cash fraud deal there. Really big deal. That's it for our practitioner. Pay attention to that on your Android devices, folks. It's really important to build containers within Android devices through your EDR or MDR programs. Right now more than ever. That's so critical. That's it for our practitioner brief today. I've gone a little over. I've got many more stories you can find on our website at cyberhubpodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for tuning in. Subscribe, share, let your friends and colleagues know about the podcast. We try to give you every headline possible that matters to you today. I'll be back tomorrow with a lot more. Until then, folks, stay cyber safe.